Hello everyone and welcome to Flower Friday.
Hey there.
My name's Amanda.
I'm Sherry.
And we are the mother-daughter designers at Monroe Home, where we help you transform the ordinary home into an extraordinary home.
That is exactly right. And today we're going to be making a beautiful purple wreath. Yep, I said purple for fall, believe me. Yeah. And I think it's going to turn out pretty. We've got these beautiful picks we're going to be using, and it's really, I don't know, it's, what color would you call this? It's more of a, it's not a traditional purple, but it's kind of a deep wine purple color.
It's a deep, rich purple, kind of even an eggplant maybe for some of the flowers. There are a few different shades in this particular stem that we're using, but it's going to be fun. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you are just hopping on live with us, y'all be sure to say hi in the comments and let us know where you're watching us from.
That's right. We always, oops, I think I just stuck that in the glue. I did. Uh-oh.
And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and let us know that in the comments as well.
Yeah, we always look forward to seeing where people are watching from, so let us know that.
Hey, Linda and Nancy. Hello, Barbara and Karen. Neva, Carol, we are so glad that y'all are joining us today.
Yes,
welcome.
We are for this Friday.
Hello, Melissa.
Who else is excited that today is Friday? What?
Melissa says she had knee replacement Wednesday and she enjoys watching us.
Oh, well, bless your heart. I know that is not a fun surgery to have, but I am praying that you will do just fine with that and you'll heal really, really quickly.
Yes. Hey, Lynn. Lynn says, purple is my favorite color.
I love purple, too. And it's always been, her whole room was purple when she was a teenager. So she always loved purple.
And now, purple is my daughter, both of my daughter's favorite colors.
They love purple, too. Yep.
So welcome, everyone. We're so happy to be with you today. And this is going to be a fun, a little bit non-traditional fall wreath. But we're going to use some gorgeous florals. And we will show you what we're working with. First, we are using a 14-inch grapevine wreath base. This is going to be a crescent style, which we love. One of our favorites for sure. Now, you could make this style on an 18-inch, on a 24-inch grapevine wreath.
Yep.
But we're using a 14-inch.
That's right. And you can do the exact same steps that we will be doing on this 14 to make it any size that you want it, you know, anything like that.
For sure. So we have some beautiful flowers. These are purple. This is a stem actually, and this came from Imports Wholesale.
Right.
You can find very similar at Michael's. They're just beautiful purple roses on here, and then some magnolia leaves, some berries, some purple hydrangeas. So that's why we really like this stem, because it has a mixture.
It's got a little bit of everything, and we're going to actually take it all apart so that we can use the individual parts like we want them. It's even got some eucalyptus in it, so it's really, really a neat stem.
So this has a lot of fun stuff, but you could purchase the individual bushes if you wanted to, or if you have them on hand, definitely you could use. So we've got some magnolia leaves. Like I said, we've got some eucalyptus, some berries, some purple roses. We've also got some purple dahlias.
Yes, I love these.
We always love dahlias.
Yep, we've got those.
More roses.
And even some green hydrangeas. And people will look and say, well, I thought you said it was a purple wreath. Well, you know, anytime that you're using a solid color like that, it always helps to have something that really helps that color to pop. And this color green is perfect for that. Yeah, so it goes perfectly.
It does. And this is going to be our secondary color. Now, these were just big hydrangeas that we actually cut apart.
Yeah.
So that we would have several small ones instead of the large
big ones. We didn't want, you know, a great big one. We want these kind of sprinkled throughout. So that's why we cut them apart. We do that a lot.
Yeah, and then we just have some greenery here that we're going to be using. Some fall greenery. You could use fall leaves if you wanted to.
Yes, you could.
Any kind of fall greenery would work.
Yes, and I am just going to start by trying to cut this apart just a little bit.
Now, I will tell you, we already have our bows made. We made a stacked bow for this, and I will link a tutorial to a stacked bow in the comments for you to watch. She's already got hers tied onto her wreath, and I'm going to go ahead and put mine on.
And it's about at the, I'd say between the 9 and 10 o'clock position.
And I just take the wire and I just tie it directly onto the grapevine. I just wrap it around. Okay, and we can fluff this a little bit later, because really that we're just kind of putting it here for placement.
Yes, and it will get mashed.
Oh yeah,
a lot. And this particular stem that we're using even has some gorgeous big pine cones on it. So I am glad to be using those.
Now the beauty of these stems that have all of this on here is that you have everything you need in one spot.
Yeah, you
but
do.
You do want to tear them apart, and so that does take a little bit of time.
Yeah, it does. So I'm just literally taking everything off of this main stem so that I can use the individual pieces. And you have to kind of be tough with it.
This one's kind of stuck. So
yeah, you got to kind of, you may have to cut some of the stem to get it to loosen, but
I actually did not realize that these stems were this tough, or I would have already had them cut.
I know it, me too. I didn't either, but they are. So I'm about to get this one apart. And I'm going to go ahead and start this top one. I'm just going to cut right off right there. There we go. So I've got one of them, and look at all the individual pieces that we've got. So much on this particular one. So we've got berries, we've got some purple hydrangeas on it, some beautiful cabbage roses here, and then even some eucalyptus, and I love that color. That is beautiful. And then some other fall leaves. So it has got a lot going on. So I'm going to go ahead. Did I give you 3 of these or just 2?
Which ones?
Of the stems.
I think just 2.
Okay, well I've got a 3rd one here that we can split if we need to. But so while we are doing this, y'all let us know what you've been working on. Are you working on, if you sell your wreaths, are you working on fall?
Well, even if you don't sell your wreaths.
Well, yeah, what you been doing? Some of you may know we are in the middle of a remodel and of our home, and I have waited for years and years to do this because I knew that it was going to be a mess whenever we did it. And you should have seen today me trying to get the drywall dust out of the main part of the house where we're living. We're doing it in 2 phases, like I had said last week. And so the first phase was using the garage, and we're making our master suite out of what used to be the garage. And even though it's closed off, I was amazed at the drywall stuff. Dust, I guess you say. It is everywhere. And of course I've had grandkids running in and out, and you can see all their little feet prints all over my floor, and I can't stand that. I love them coming in and out. I just can't stand all the footprints. So but I said, you know what, it's going to be worth it. So I am not stressing over the little things, and it seems to be moving along, and that's what counts. And I'll tell you a secret. I haven't even, well, I've told you, you know, but I have, I don't know if you know how old it is, but I have somebody that is refinishing a mantle that I'm actually going to use in my bedroom that my great-grandfather, my great-grandfather made in 1900. And it was in an old house that was on the property that we live on now. And so I'm so excited about that. I have wanted to do something. I've had that mantle for 20 or more years. And I have wanted to do something with it all these years and just couldn't find the right place for it. But I think I have got the perfect wall now in my bedroom, and it's going to go on the wall.
By the way,
I'm excited.
I did find the third stem that you gave
You
me.
did? Okay. All right. Well, I'm not, this is taking me forever, so I'm not going to take that third one apart yet in case I don't need it, but I am moving slow for some reason today.
Well, these things are, like I said, I would have separated them earlier.
I know it. I didn't. I had no idea it was going to be a little tougher to get them apart, but that's okay. It's still absolutely beautiful, and I am excited to use it. I've actually been holding on to these, so now is the time. Okay, so we're going to start greening just like we do anything else. So I'm going to start by just using some of these leaves to go around, you know, where I want it, around the outside. And since this is going to be a crescent style, we'll start about right here, about your 2 o'clock position or so. And we're just going to start by putting some of these around. I'm going to use my little maple leaves. I guess those are maple, and they're kind of in the green color. And you see they are the same green as our hydrangeas. Look at, see? They're that same color. It's because they did that because this green is such a great color to pair with that that color, that wine color. And I'm going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. I always like to try to match this place and this place when I'm doing a crescent, because that just kind of oh,
I'm over here like we're making a full wreath.
I wondered what you were doing, but I didn't say nothing. But I did.
I we were doing a
thought, and I'm like, "What? Well, you got to make a wider spot there, because mine's not quite. Mine's wider than yours."
Yeah.
But I did. I wondered. I looked, and I was like, "Okay, I'm not going to draw attention to the fact that she's not doing it right." But that's okay.
Well, I was just making a full wreath, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Now I've got a third one, so I'm gonna put this one right here back behind my bow, just like that. And I like to do that all one kind, you know, since I'm using several different kinds. I want to make sure that I get these all spread throughout, because, you know, I don't want to have like all in one section and then not have it all throughout the whole thing.
I better move these, because I feel like I'm getting glue.
Yes, you may. Between both of us. Okay, this one I'm going to put right at the top. And you see I'm leaving it up so that the leaves are up off of the grapevine, because I want my crescent, I'm trying to shape my crescent, and so I want it to be come up this way. And now this one I'm going to bring right here. Whoops, except that came off the stem. Put a little glue on it so it will stay.
Y'all let us know what the weather's like where you are.
Yes.
Are you having any storms?
And are you in the path of the hurricane that they're saying is going to hit Louisiana and that area? I'll tell you what, that's it does not look like it's going to be good. It's kind of scary to think about.
Yep.
So we will definitely be praying for all of those that are in that area.
Luann says it is hot, hot, hot where she is.
Yeah.
Brandy says scalding hot. Well, we got you with the scalding
hot.
Yeah,
we understand that.
We get it.
We know what that means. Okay, now I'm just adding some more. Now I've got some of these that are more in that wine color. So I'm just going to kind of bring these around. I'm just going to fill in. Go ahead and put one in the bottom.
I love that they have the really deep wine color leaves on here.
I do too.
But you could use just any, you can get the fall bushes of leaves. If you can't find the maple leaves, you can just use, you know, whatever you can find.
You really, really can. Just make sure that, you know, when you're greening that you do all the way around the outside, and that you want to, if you have different colors, try to alternate, you know, to make sure that you've got those colors kind of sprinkled throughout. Because if you don't pay attention, you will have like all one color, and that's not going to be good. So there we go. We've got all of that. So now I'm going to start adding some of my flowers. And I've got these leaves too that I want to use, although they are coming off of the stem. So I'm just going to glue them back on because I think these are pretty.
And these are just magnolia leaves.
They're just fall magnolia leaves, and they're just so pretty. So I'm just going to put a little glue there just to make sure that they stay on. I'm going to let those... I noticed when I pulled them apart that I must have been a little heavy-handed with those.
Let me see how many of those I have. I just see.
Let's see, I've got about 4 of them, it looks like.
Yeah, I've got 4 too.
So I am just...
5.
Oh, have you got 5? I may have another one in here somewhere. But right now I'm just gluing them so that they won't come apart. I do have some more of my other leaves, but I'm going to save those. Alright, the first thing I want to do is put my pine cones in. Now, these have a wire on them. You can take the time if you want to and just take the wires apart and kind of wire them, or you could glue them, whichever you prefer. Now, it depends on where I'm going to put them. Sometimes I will just glue them on, but a lot of times they hold better if you do wire them. So since we've already got these wired, I'm just going to take the wires apart here a little bit and use the wires that are on them if I can. I can't seem to get them apart. If I can't, all you have to do is take some of your floral wire and just go around them, tighten it, you know, just kind of twist it like this close to the base, and then just use it, the wire, to wire it to the wreath. But
now, if you were using like a pine wreath, we just glue them.
Yes, we just glue them.
But
with these, I think I'm gonna just use the wire as a pick and just stick them in where I want them. Yeah, that's gonna hold just fine. And I want one right there, kind of coming from my bow. And then I've got another one. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Yeah, I may actually be able to get this one apart. Let's see. There we go. And I'm just putting the wire through there, through a part of the wreath, and just twisting them back together. Just like that. Okay, and I'll fix my tails when we finish. Alright, so now I'm going to add some of my beautiful flowers. I'm going to save these to add when I get everything where I want it. Now you'll see that these are kind of flat, and they got flattened in shipping. You can take your hair dryer and kind of warm them up a little bit and then mold them back in place. Also, it helps to take the center hold on really good to the bottom, take the center and just kind of twist it. That kind of fluffs it back out and makes it look better.
Yeah.
So that is what we're doing. Now the first one of these I'm going to bring right up here at the top. Just right in there, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one and twist the center so that it looks better.
And if you have never watched this before, we are using a glue skillet.
Yeah, oh yes.
Because I know y'all ask.
People always ask.
What
yes.
are you dipping? We're dipping the stems in a glue skillet. It's just a pot of glue, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it works great.
Yes, it does. Okay.
Let's see, Tracy. It is not cooling off here yet.
No,
it is hot.
No, it has not. Not even a little bit yet, but
it is almost hard to
will.
think about fall and Christmas.
I know
trees.
it. Now this one I'm going to put back behind my bow. Just right in there. And then I've got another one that I'm going to bring over here right under my pine cone. I love the look of these too because they have the little tips to make them kind of look old a little bit. So I like that look. Okay, where did my purple hydrangeas go? Here they are. Uh-oh. That is wanting to come undone. There we go. So I am going to put one of my hydrangeas right up here in the top. Just right in there. And this one I'm going to bring right down here in the bottom.
Mine still has the berries on it, but I think I'm gonna leave
Well,
it on
I was, yeah, because I was going to get ready to put the berries on anyway, so, and you can put these anywhere that you want to. I'm just going to kind of put mine in between these two so that they are kind of spaced out. And what I had thought about when I was trying to decide what exactly we were going to do today, I wanted to show that, you know, a lot of times you can get a stem. I know Michael's and Hobby Lobby both has them that has a lot on them. And you can take those elements off and use them to make something, because a lot of times you can get these, you know, especially at Hobby Lobby, you can get them 50% off, and it's got so much on it that you can use. So always think about that, because it helps not to have to buy so many. You'd have to buy all kinds of bushes, you know, to get all of these same elements.
Yeah, whenever we can find them together, we will.
Yes.
Buy. Now, if we, of course, you see us a lot with all the different elements,
right,
that we buy separately, but
if you can find them, that is exactly right. Okay, I am going to use, and I've just sprinkled, you see, I just sprinkled my berries around the outside, and now I'm going to use some of my magnolia leaves, and I'm just going to come in here and just kind of put those around. Bring them right in here.
Teresa, these flowers that we're using right here are from Pioneer. They're from
Yes.
Pioneer Wholesale.
They are. All right, now I'm going to place my green hydrangeas. And like Amanda said earlier, in case you weren't with us at that point, what we have done, these were big hydrangeas. These actually came from Walmart, and they're huge, big ones. But we didn't want, you know, just big hydrangeas, so we cut them apart and just made them picks. Now, we've got a couple of them. I think you've got the ones on the wood picks. But what if you don't have wood picks, all you have to do, and I wanted to show this because a lot of times, you know, you don't have all of the different little, you know, things to use. But if you've got wire and any of your leftover stems, all you have to do is take your floral wire, take a piece of floral wire, gather all the pieces that you want to make into a pick, put your stick, you know, your leftover stem up against all of those pieces, and then just wrap your wire really good around it. Make sure it's really good and tight, and then just take some of your floral tape and go around that, and you've got a pick, even if you don't have the little wood picks with the wires on them, so you can make your own.
And I'll show y'all real quick what we did, if you can see that. We just took each individual little piece here and just took our scissors and clipped them. And then we just bunched them together and made several little bitty bunches.
Yep. And so I'm going to put the first one right here in the top. Right up under that one. And this next one I'm going to bring up in the very top. So I'm just moving my bow out of the way. And it is actually on the individual, the original stem, so it is a big stem. So
yeah, it's a real thick one.
It is.
Because it was a big hydrangea.
Yes, it was huge. I'm going to have to cut that stem off some. Yeah, it was so big it was hard to cut. This one's going right here in the top. Look how pretty that looks with the color, with the berries. That green, what would you say? This is kind of like a dark sage.
Yeah.
A dark sage green.
I think so.
And it's just a great color to go with purple. Whoops. I pulled this one off of its stem. Let me see if I can find another stem around here. I'm sure I've got one somewhere.
And the only thing about the wooden picks that I don't love, I actually love more making our own stems like she showed you. I've got some on a wood pick, is because you can't bend them.
I know it.
And I like to put my flower in and then bend it where I want it to go. So if you try to bend the wooden ones,
yes, they're going to break, and that is a good reason to make your own. I was just putting that one back in because it wanted to mess up for me. Okay, so I've got my last one. I'm going to just bring over here and put it back behind my bow.
Okay, my hydrangea fell out.
Uh-oh.
Put it back in.
Okay.
This
and
is what we're
now,
looking like so far.
yep, I'm just going to fill in with our eucalyptus. I'm going to turn it this way just to make sure I get it where I want it.
It's a different one.
Huh? Oh, it didn't want to stay?
Those hydrangeas were not wanting to stay, so I'm going to use a different one. And now what are you doing? I missed your part.
I'm just adding some of the eucalyptus around.
Yeah. And it's in a pretty purple color, too.
I love this color. And, you know, we haven't even added the other bush yet.
Or, I guess we're not adding our dahlias, are we?
Oh, I forgot about the big dahlias.
We may not have a place for them now.
We may not. Let me see. I forgot about them. Y'all, isn't that something? Well, we could put them on the side of the bow and then maybe under it or something. Just to add it. Just to add them. But they are beautiful.
Yeah, they are really pretty.
So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
But you wouldn't need them, really.
No, you really don't.
We just have them, so might as well use them.
Where did my other one go? There it is. So I'm going to put this one back over here behind it.
It is going to help our bow to really stand up.
Stand up. I love, you know, the traditional colors of fall. They are beautiful. Your oranges and rust and, you know, tans and browns. But it's always nice to do something in your non-traditional colors. And this is a great color for fall. I'm just trying to fix my bow. That's where we are, and I've got a few some more of the eucalyptus, so I'm going to put that around.
I actually feel like one of these roses would look really pretty right in the center.
It really would, wouldn't it? You do that. That is perfect.
I think I like it, so I'm going to go for it.
I would go for it. I like that too.
And so I'm just going to put one of my roses right in the center, and I just am going to stick it down in the grapevine and then just move all my little ribbons right around it. And you don't have to do this, obviously. If it's not your style, you don't have to do that.
No,
but I kind of like it.
But it's neat looking.
It's cute.
I may decide to do that, but right now I'm just leaving it looking like it is. If I can get my tails to do what I want them to do. All right. And now we had this other that we were going to use, but I really don't see a need to use it. So I think I'm just going to continue to add the rest of the... Yeah, see what it looks like. We making...
I've got a few holes in mine that I need to fill in, and I kind of like this. But you wouldn't have to.
I love that bush. Now, that bush is gorgeous. But I've still got so many of my leaves, and I don't want to not use all of it. So I am making sure that I use all of these. Whoops.
What happened?
I dropped part of my hydrangea.
Oh.
That's all right.
I think earlier I was actually going to mention this about the different greens. Now, for spring, we did a green like this and purple one, similar. But the difference, we used the lime green. So I think that, you know, for fall, this sage green is really pretty. And then you can use the brighter greens for fall.
Yep.
And even if you had some little pumpkins, some of the little velvet pumpkins would look cute in here.
It would be so cute in here. And you can get the velvet pumpkins in any color you could possibly want now. So,
but I've seen that even, you know, the little craft stores, even Walmart has some, I think, now.
They do.
You can get them pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. Now this one is the one, yeah, that's the one I got. I was going to make sure I had another one. That one's the one I got glue on it, so I'm going to take that one out and use this one.
And so what I'm doing, I'm just using this greenery just because I like it.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to put a little bit of it in.
If you just wanted to use leaves, you could. But I'm just sprinkling it around, kind of just trying to be pretty even with it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You just, you know, you don't have to have it all over, but you just want it sprinkled around if you're going to use it.
Yeah, because it is a little bit of a different, it's got a little bit of an almost pinker tone to it, but when it's mixed in with the purple, you really can't tell, and it actually
It is pretty, isn't it? I love this bush. It does add to it. So pretty.
This kind of is a little shabby chic almost too, with this.
It is, isn't it?
Eucalyptus. I like it.
Which, who else is happy to see the shabby look come back? Because it is big right now. And I personally have always loved it, so I'm happy that it's back. You know, they always say what's old is new again, and that's about the truth. One thing that one of the ladies that was has helped me with my remodel, she said, "Now I'm just going to tell you that we were talking about how you know, what colors I wanted to use and that kind of thing," and she said, you remember in the 80s how the gold was everywhere? And I said, oh, I don't want to use gold. Oh, no. And she said, yes, but it's you know, it is gold and it has come back around, but it's a different gold. But until she finally had me look at it and see, then I fell in love with it. But at first I was like, not gold, not that brass, you know, all the fixtures and everything. I'm sure you remember when everything was that brass. Everything in my house was brass, I think. But I am going to use gold in my kitchen.
Yeah,
I never thought I would. I never thought I would, but I am. Pretty.
Oh.
Let's see, where do I need any? I think I need one more. Bush. I'm going to put one more right here. I said one more. I'd keep putting and putting and putting.
Just one more.
Yeah, it never is.
It is never. Y'all know, if you've watched us, it's never just
I
one
always
more.
say, okay, just one more, and then I end up putting 15 more.
And I do the same thing.
Hey, it is what it is. And don't think I don't do that all the time, because I do. Even when I'm making something for somebody, I'll think, okay, I've got it finished, and then I'll look at it again and
just one more.
Let me just add one more little piece right here, or one more something. I love these pine cones. They are so pretty. Together. I'm cutting my tail because it has raveled, but one little thing you can do, there's several tricks you can do to stop the raveling, and one of them, of course, is to take a lighter or something and just kind of singe the edges, or you can what I usually do is just spray it with a little spray starch, and that'll stop it, since I don't usually have a lighter handy. So that works for me.
Found another piece of that eucalyptus, which I was looking for.
Oh, well.
So that worked out.
I need one more of these back here. And in our Design with the Pros, they hear me say this all the time, but you'll see that I even pick up the tail and make sure that I've got it filled in. A lot of times people will leave this because the tail's over it, but I don't like, if somebody hangs it on their door and the wind blows the tails or whatever, you're going to see a big empty space. So I like to make sure that I've got it all filled in all the way under, so that there's no empty space, unless it's a space I want to be empty, like the side there.
I think I'm done.
Yeah,
I could keep adding.
I could keep adding too, but I'm going to stop.
Well,
but I hope this showed, though, that you can, this I ended up only using 2 of my stems. Did you use 3?
I think it was about 2.5.
Okay, well, I used 2, so I didn't even touch this one.
I kind of got 2 that still have things on them.
Yeah,
so.
but see, and you can, if you take it apart and use all the elements, you can do it, and it's a lot less expensive than buying all of the bushes.
Barb said, why is this style now to make the wreath in a shape of a C instead of covering the entire form?
It's just a style that it's like anything else, just like we were talking about the gold a minute ago. In your home, everything comes around, and this is just one of those things. I know that back in right when we first started, this was one of the styles that was the most popular, and then it kind of went out of style for a while, and it was just more full, and now it's kind of come back. So
of course,
it just depends on what you like.
And let's see who asked that. Barb. Last week's was a full one, so go back and watch that one.
Yeah, if you like full.
If you like full,
because we got
week
plenty of those. Yeah,
because we kind of do both.
Yeah, we do both, exactly. Because I'm gonna tell you, especially if you sell your wreaths, you're going to have people that love both, and that is exactly what we have found. That we've got some that like the full wreath and some that don't. So. And if you're selling, it's always good to have those options for your customers. Yeah. But I love this. I think these colors just are gorgeous.
Yes. Well, I hope y'all have enjoyed this.
This
and I
has
hope
been
that
fun.
you kind of think outside of the box sometimes when you're doing your wreaths. And I know a lot of people don't think about purple for fall, but as you can see, you can work it. And really, I mean, yes, it's fall, but it would not have to be, honestly.
No, you could use this all winter, I think.
You could use it all winter, but also, I think that if you have this kind of color scheme going on in your house, you can use it in your house.
Yes.
You could use it over a fireplace
Sure.
or anywhere, really. If you had a bathroom in these colors, you could have it in there. A lot of people don't really think to use wreaths indoors, but we always
do. Yes, yes, we do. And we've got a lot of customers that use them inside as well as outside. So that's always something to think about.
Yeah. So this one was fun. So I hope you'll give this a try one day.
Yep. So think outside the box, like Amanda said, and use colors that you might not think about, especially use colors that help set off the main color that you're going for. Because you can see that this color green really helps that purple pop. If we didn't have that, you know, it would just kind of all blend in. So
yes, and like I said, if you had some pumpkins, you could stick some pumpkins
you could add some pumpkins
and make it look even more fall.
You could, and then take them out to use the rest of the time if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Well, if you are joining us on Facebook, y'all be sure to follow our Facebook page. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and click the bell so that you get notified when we release new videos.
Yep.
And you're welcome to go over to our blog at www.gracemonroehome.com, where we have tons of DIY wreaths, crafts, and tutorials.
Yes, lots, a little of everything. A little of everything. Yep.
And we're live here here on Facebook.
Yep.
At 4 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time for Flower Friday Live. So y'all be sure to join us next week.
That's right. There's no telling what we'll do. I'm kind of thinking it'll probably be a full wreath, but you never know.
Let's see. Debbie says, what color pumpkin?
Oh, I would probably go with, if I could find the green, I would go with the green, you know, in this color.
I'd probably do green.
But if you could not find it, then I would either go with a deep cream that's, you know, this color of the berry, or, that's what I would go with, something. I don't know that I would want to go with the purple, even if you could find it, because I think it would get lost in it. So I think I would go with either the green or the color of the berries, the lighter part, which is like a creamy gold kind of. I think that would be pretty.
And Marilyn says, thank you for the inspiration. I have these colors.
Oh, well, wonderful, wonderful. But make sure to, once you make it, let us see what you made.
Post a picture on our Facebook page.
Yes.
We'd love
to see it.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us for Flower Friday. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.